The message was sent in haste. That was the first mistake. The Valerians, a species of crystalline beings from the Cygnus arm, had intercepted transmissions from an uncharted system. Their diplomats, eager to establish first contact, dispatched an automated probe without proper intelligence gathering. That was the second mistake. The probe entered Sol's system broadcasting a simple message of peace in all known galactic languages. It passed Jupiter, slipped by Mars, and locked onto the third planet, where it detected the strongest electromagnetic chatter. The third mistake was assuming the dominant intelligence resided in Earth's oceans. Commander James Powell stood aboard, the bridge of the UES Dauntless, flagship of humanity's recently assembled deep space fleet, 37 ships strong, hardly impressive by galactic standards, but enough to make a statement. Admiral wants all vessels in formation within the hour, his second-in-command, Lieutenant Morgan Reed, announced. The Valerian delegation has agreed to meet us at the neutral coordinates. Powell nodded, watching the tactical display where blue indicators marked his fleet against the backdrop of unfamiliar star patterns. 6 months since Earth learned they weren't alone in the universe. 6 months of frantic preparation after the alien probe bypassed all human communications and attempted to establish diplomatic relations with Earth's dolphins. The Valerians had targeted the wrong species entirely. Imagine their surprise, Reed said with a thin smile, when they realized the creatures they contacted weren't the dominant intelligence, but rather the ones who built interplanetary vessels. Their cultural database must be woefully outdated, Powell replied, straightening his uniform. Intelligence based on brain-to-body ratio rather than technological achievement. The science officer, Dr. Thompson, approached with a data tablet. Final translation matrices are ready, sir. We've been studying the Valerian communiques since first contact. Their linguistic patterns suggest a highly hierarchical society with rigid diplomatic protocols. And they broke those protocols by attempting to establish relations with what they perceived as our planet's dominant species, Powell said. Yes, but worse. Thompson hesitated. They referred to humans as support fauna in their initial broadcast. A low murmur rippled through the bridge crew. They didn't just miss the mark, Powell said. They insulted us without realizing it. The real problem, Thompson continued, is what they've told the rest of the galactic community about us. The view screen shifted to display intercepted Valerian transmissions. Translated text scrolled beside images of Earth, highlighting humanity's industrial output, atmospheric modification, and military capacity. They've classified us as a Deathworld species, Thompson explained. Evolved on a high-gravity planet with extreme temperature variations, atmospheric toxins, and persistent predation pressure. They consider us extremely dangerous. Powell's eyes narrowed. Are we? By their standards? Yes. Thompson lowered his voice. The average Valerian would be crushed under Earth's gravity. Most galactic species evolved in much more stable environments, the communications officer interrupted. Sir, we're receiving a direct transmission from the Valerian diplomatic vessel. On screen, Powell ordered. The view screen flickered, revealing a crystalline being whose faceted surface reflected light in dazzling patterns. Its voice emerged as a synthesized tone. Greetings, representatives of Earth. I am First Emissary Tal of the Valerian Consensus. We extend our sincere apologies for our misidentification of your planet's dominant intelligence. Powell stepped forward. This is Commander Powell of the United Earthship Dauntless. We accept your apology and look forward to establishing peaceful relations. The crystalline being's surfaces pulsed with light. We must address a matter of some delicacy. Word of your physical capabilities has caused concern among several member species of the Galactic Council. Concern? Powell kept his expression neutral. Your species evolved on what our classification system terms a death world. You possess skeletal density, muscular strength, and environmental tolerances that exceed safety parameters for most council chambers. Thompson whispered to Powell, "They're afraid of us." Powell nodded slightly. First Emissary, humanity has no hostile intentions toward the galactic community. We seek only peaceful exchange of knowledge and culture. Your arrival with a military fleet suggests otherwise, the Valerian responded. These are exploration vessels with defensive capabilities, Powell replied smoothly. Standard procedure for a species making first contact in unknown territory. The Valerian's surfaces dimmed momentarily. I have been authorized to inform you that a delegation from the Council will meet with your representatives. They wish to assess humanity's readiness for galactic integration. After the transmission ended, Powell turned to his officers. They're sending observers to determine if we're a threat, Reed snorted. They contacted dolphins first, then called us support fauna, and now they're worried we might be dangerous? We should be cautious, Dr. Thompson advised. In their defense, they've never encountered a species from a high-gravity world that developed spaceflight. Most Deathworld species remain planet-bound. Yet here we are, Powell said, gesturing to the view screen where the fleet hung against the stars. Humanity, venturing into the cosmos despite evolving on what they consider a hostile planet. He studied the tactical display, where a single indicator marked the approaching council delegation. They reached out to the wrong species, Powell mused. Now they face the consequences of their miscalculation. Not our aggression, but our existence. Our mere presence challenges their understanding of the natural order. As the Dauntless led the human fleet toward the rendezvous coordinates, Powell couldn't help but smile. Humanity had always defined itself by overcoming challenges. Now they represented a challenge to the galaxy's established order simply by existing. The Deathworlders had arrived. The galaxy would never be the same.